All right. How you doing today? All right. Yeah, I am audio and video recording. I said I am audio and video recording.
Just as last time, this is coming down from above.
Uh-huh.
Just a reminder, they don't want anyone recording beyond this point. If you're here to conduct business, even if you're doing your business, they can't record.
It has to be recorded, you know that.
For you, I'm sure it has to be recorded, but I'm just saying, like, if you do, I have to call OSP. I literally have, my hands are tied on that.
Right.
Like, it's not up to me. I'm just doing what they were telling me, and that's literally what I'm instructed to do. So
well, if I'm doing business with the state,
I understand. I'm assuming,
you know,
important business, but
I'm used to.
we have very specific instructions, not just in signs for you to read, but coming from above. I am telling you what they are telling you. The people that manage this building.
Right.
And they have permission to remove you from the building. And at this point, I believe you were specifically told if you did this again, you would be arrested for trespassing. So I'm just giving you a warning, verbal warning. Please don't do this. I mean, I understand it's your thing, but
it's not my. It's not just my thing. It's my right, and I have a right to. I have a right to be able to prove that I turn stuff in.
And there's also privileges and things like that. You got to understand the difference. This is a secure area. This specific area. That's why it's worded like that. We have authorized areas for badge access, and we have secured areas. The public are allowed to go in there, but they have to follow specific rules, which in this case is no photos or videos.
So you're saying that I can't video record in this area?
Yes, please do not.
Okay. Well.
You're not even doing business right now.
Sir, are you filming?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I want to.
You're not allowed to film anything.
Yeah, I am.
I actually have them literally outside.
Thank you. Why are you filming?
Because I didn't go into the restricted area. Well, you can see with your eyes. I go into the restricted.
Have a great day.
Like you seen, I didn't even go in the restricted area. I was told I can videotape out here. How you doing today? All right. I was told I was allowed to videotape out here by the manager of the building, and that's what I've been doing.
That's not. We literally recorded what you did. You specifically walked right over there to the barrier, and you took your camera and recorded. And it wasn't for pretend. She even specifically asked you if you were recording her, and you said yes.
Yeah.
Because you felt like it. So that wasn't you were over here recording. It was you were literally.
I was
over
told
there,
as long as I'm not in the secure area, I can
all
record.
That was recorded too, which is why that's not true.
It was
You
recorded.
were specifically told it what you could and cannot do in this area.
Mm-hmm.
And I just.
I was
asked
told
you,
I
warned
cannot
you.
record beyond that. Right? I cannot
Taxpayers.
go into the restricted area and film.
Taxpayers, correct.
Okay. This is a public area, and you guys already said this is a public area where I can see, I can film. That's the law. That's the U.S. Supreme Court already ruled on that.
Like I said before,
There's no
I'm not going
expectation
over
of
this
privacy in a public
I
place.
had multiple people
Just so you know,
explain
sir,
this to you.
I'm Senior Trooper Godfrey. I'm with the state police.
Yeah.
And we're being recorded as well.
Right.
By me. I just have to let you know that.
Okay. So, but like I told you, I have business here, and if they,
Unfortunately, we are past that point because you decided to record again after being explicitly warned.
I was told I couldn't film, I couldn't go in there and
That's
film.
not correct.
Yes, that is correct. I was told as long as I'm out here
I'm
past
not arguing with you.
that
At this
security
point,
area.
we're already past that point. Like I said, me and you were done. You're
So
gonna
does,
deal with him
does
now.
the building manager want him?
Yes.
Okay.
He wants
So
arrested.
you're going to be willing to leave?
Huh? Yeah, I'll leave.
Okay.
But what did you say the building manager wanted?
I believe criminally trespassed at this point.
Criminally trespassed?
As you recall from your last visit here, you were specifically warned if you did this again that he would
Okay,
trespass you
okay.
like this.
So if you criminally trespass me, I got to get a trespass notice under state law because this is a public building, right?
The building manager, that's up to him.
Right.
His rules.
Okay.
His building.
So he has to come down and trespass me then, right?
Well, an agent of the manager.
Right.
That's what he wants.
Okay. I mean, I'll leave if you tell me I'm trespass and I'll leave and leave. I'll leave.
Okay.
But I prefer to do it legally because if it's done illegally, I've already filed a complaint on one trooper.
Okay.
Okay, for violating my rights about my filming in a public place.
Okay.
And here comes Ward right now.
Yes, sir. He's the man in charge. So yeah, we'll see what the old sergeant says, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Hey, Ward. So I was told that as long as I'm out here and not beyond that, I can film.
Okay, who told you that?
The building manager last time.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm standing out on this side of the thing, and the security guard comes up and says you can't film. That the building manager wants me trespassed
For filming?
for filming.
Okay.
And I explained to the officer that I've already filed one complaint against an officer for kicking me out of the building in a public area. Because in order for me to be trespassed from a public building or public area, I have to either cause a disturbance or I have to break the law.
Sure. I know we just talked a little bit earlier today, but before
Yeah.
we go any further, I just want to remind you that we're being recorded still.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so your position, just so I make sure that I'm understanding everything you're saying clearly, is that you were standing in an area where you were told that you could record. You weren't recording anything in the business area of the building where people were doing transactions.
I was videotaping the other side, but I was in an area where I could video.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying, and maybe kind of where the miscommunication is. So, the area where customers are transacting business can't be recorded. It doesn't matter if you're recording it from one side of the tape or the other side of the tape or whatever. But what
Yeah.
we talked about just a couple minutes ago, and in fact, right before you walked over here to the building, is not to record people's private financial transactions or information.
Right.
And so was there some lack of clarity about that expectation?
I couldn't hear anything as far as what their business was. I couldn't hear it. I know for a fact my body cam couldn't hear it.
Yeah. The position that you put yourself in is that if a building manager assesses that there's a reasonable risk or a likelihood that you might be recording or attempting to record somebody's transactions, then they're going to ask you to leave the building.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the position you're in right now, is they're asking you to leave the building because it looks like you're trying to record people's transactions.
Okay. And like I told him, there's a process if they're going to trespass me, because they've already said they want me trespassed.
Okay.
There's a process of I have to get written notice that I've been trespassed from the building, because it's a public building, and I've already filed complaints against one officer for, because this is a public area and there's no expectations of privacy in a public
It's
area.
my belief that they don't have to provide you with that written notice in order to remove you from the building, but that you may be owed that notice at some point. And so if you're asking for a copy of that, we can try to get you a written notice, sure.
Yeah, I definitely want a copy of that. I was told, my understanding is it has to be handed to me.
Sure.
So, that way I can go forth. I've already filed one complaint against an officer. I've filed a tort claim already over what happened last time. This will more than likely go into another tort claim.
Yeah, I'm aware of your complaint. I don't know about the tort, and I don't want to get into that. But I do also know that right before you came over here, we just had a conversation wherein I asked you not to record people's financial transactions, and it sounds like that's potentially exactly what you were doing. And so I don't think that the expectation was unclear to you about what would happen if you tried to do that.
Right.
I think you were aware that you would get removed from the building, and frankly, I'm not sure why you would go about doing that, especially if you had official business to transact today, which I believe that it sounded like you did. You said
Yeah,
you
I do.
You had some business that you needed to take care of.
Yep.
So I guess my question to you would be, like, are you trying to get ejected from the building so you can't take care of that business? Or why would you go about doing what we told you would get you removed?
See, I got this right here from the state of Oregon, from this place right here. So,
like I said, I believe that you have business to transact. I'm just wondering why you would be taking action that we told you would get you removed from the building if you wanted to actually genuinely come over here and transact business.
Well, you like I explained to you before, anytime I go into state business or I interact with any government officials or whatever, it has to be recorded. Just like your interaction with the public, it has to be recorded.
And you and I had a conversation about that just standing over by our office. And I was pretty clear that I wasn't concerned if you wanted to record in the public space in the lobby or if you were recording your interaction with a staff member or whatever. But I specifically asked you not to try to record anybody else's private business transactions. You gave an example of potentially overhearing somebody that was down here that wasn't able to pay their tax debt or whatever. That's the kind of thing that can't be.
Yeah, I could have heard the dude all the way at the desk.
Posted on YouTube. So.
But yeah, that's what my thing is that I got business and I came and do business, and unfortunately, the problem is that if I don't record it or something like that, and I turn something in, the state can easily sit there and say, well, no, it wasn't turned in.
There's a number of ways to address that. I encourage you to maybe try to transact that business in writing so you don't have to come down here if it's going to be a problem like that. But again, I can't let you compromise the security of ongoing financial transactions or other people's official business because of your expectation that you want to record wherever you go. That's not something that's going to be able to be resolved.
Well, there's no one back there, so why can't I turn the form in?
What's that?
There's no one back there, so why can't I turn the form in?
When we walked in, there was a customer back there, but
they left.
At this point, why don't you let me confer with security? It sounds like they have some information from the building manager. Why don't you just sit tight for me, and I'll be back with you in a second.
All right.